Should we talk money?
Yes.
And taxes and everything else?
National insurance.
You might have more money in your pocket today if you're getting paid today.
But maybe not that
yesterday.
much more.
No, you probably won't notice a huge amount of difference. But there's more tax cuts on the horizon in March, so we're sort of promised. Let's get all the lowdown from our economics and business editor, Liam Halligan. Good morning.
Good morning, morning.
If it all sounds too good to be true, is it?
It often is. Look, elections in the offing, tax cuts are in the offing, the old staple phrases are being wheeled out, aren't they? British jobs for British workers and all the rest of it. But this is what was announced at the autumn statement before Christmas, back in November. The Tories getting a tax cut in early in order to try and build us up to a feel-good factor before a general election. At least that's the theory. Let's have a look at what's actually happening today. It is sort of roughly payday for a lot of people who are paid monthly, and these national insurance cuts are coming in. I think we've got a graphic here, fingers and toes crossed. So national insurance, just to recap, that's paid by those earning over £12,570 a year. Then you pay national insurance. If you're self-employed, like many of us are, if you have annual profits over £6,725, then you pay national insurance. What the Tories have done, Jeremy Hunt's bringing in, as of January, so payday today, national insurance rate, the main rate falling from 12% to 10%. What does that mean? It means the average employee will save, just from that tax cut, drum roll, about £450 a year. But crucially, if you're self-employed, you're going to have to wait until April until these changes come in. So it's not huge money, but it's better than the proverbial kick in the teeth.
Well, it is, isn't it? Because the argument that you hear from opposition MPs is, of course, well, this is just £2 out of every 10 in extra tax that we're already paying.
That's right. These aren't huge tax cuts. The Tories have still overseen, under then Chancellor Sunak, now Chancellor Hunt, they've seen a rise in what we call the overall tax burden, the share of the total economy taken by tax. It's at a 70-year high, which many Tory MPs find really distasteful. And, you know, absolutely, Labour are completely right in the sense that because the Tories have frozen tax thresholds from 2022 all the way to 2028, they've frozen where you start paying tax at 12.5 grand a year, where the basic rate of income tax kicks in, where the top rate of income tax kicks in. That means as wages rise, as inflation rise, more and more people are dragged into higher tax brackets. Millions more, these so-called stealth taxes from fiscal drag. It's a major issue. And those stealth taxes, the increase in tax that they represent, that completely blows away this tax cut and possibly, I would say, even pretty much any tax cut that the Tories could bring in before the election. It doesn't bring me any pleasure to say that, but I'd rather be gloomy than wrong.
Yeah.
And yet Jeremy Hunt is saying there'll be more tax cuts, in March, many more.
That's right, because, politics, they call it showbiz for ugly people, don't they? I'm not saying Jeremy Hunt's ugly or uglier than any other politician. All I'm saying is that they love the drama, the rabbit out of the hat. Just imagine if the Tories on the budget on 6th of March cut the basic rate of income tax from 20p to 18p, or cut corporation tax from 25% back to 19%. Yeah, we'd all go completely ballistic, wouldn't we? There'd be huge fanfare. There'd be, I'd be in the studio permanently talking about this stuff, even though that would be completely offset by fiscal drag, as Labour, rightly in this case, are pointing out.
Sounds so gloomy, doesn't it? Fiscal drag.
Yeah.
It's a drag.
Thanks very much indeed.